Hey guys, today I'm going to be teaching about the forces of evolution. What is evolution? It is a change in ally frequency between dominant and recessive allies. Basically, what it's trying to say is that it is low-key, happens as a whole, not individually. Traits change within a population and occurs over time. Genetic drift is when an ally frequency changes randomly due to factors like differential reproduction and sampling errors. There are two types of genetic drift. One is a founder effect and two is genetic bottlenecking. Genetic bottlenecking is when there's a sudden reduction in population size due to change in environment, like a disaster. Only a few survive out of just pure luck. Here's an example. In this case, this is original population. A bottlenecking event can be like an earthquake or a flood or a fire. It will leave a small, random assortment of survivors that do not make up the actual genetic makeup of the initial population, but will leave a smaller variation among the surviving individuals. And remember, these are not because they have a certain trait, it was just luck. The founder effect is when a few individuals, known as a subgroup, from a population start a new population with a different population that is not the original population. This may seem a little confusing, and here's an image to help clarify it. So here are a group of beetles. One will migrate to this island due to external factors like a storm, and in this new location it will start a new population. It is not voluntary. In this case, it would be all involuntary due to the external factors. Gene flow, on the other hand, is when population A and population B never associate, but then there is one from population A that goes over to population B and exchange genes by interbreeding. Here's an example. The western deer population, one or two will go over to the eastern deer population, and they will not make a new population, they will only be joining the eastern deer. And this will be a voluntary migration, not like the other one. Then we have natural selection, which is a theory on how evolution occurs by Darwin. It is when members of the species die out more quickly. In this example, this giraffe will live a lot longer than the ones that have shorter necks. That is because it will be able to reach trees that are higher, which means more food for the giraffe, which will allow it to live longer. And then we have mutations, which I spoke about in my protein synthesis video. They can vary from small to large. A small mutation is like point mutation, which can occur at a single point on a DNA strand. An example is sickle cell anemia. Large mutations will change the genetic code that creates a new genetic material during meiosis. An example is Down syndrome or Turner syndrome. Mutations can be caused by external factors which bring about evolution. I hope this helped you understand all the factors of evolution, all the forces of evolution.